Welcome to my unabridged rage on the Digital Circus. We're gonna be taking 14 hours to review each frame of the pilot. Ooh! Nah, but let's just get started. Apparently my last video ruffled some feathers because I was too negative in the video, even though I gave it a pretty decent score, and I don't even know what this means. I guess you can always have the wrong opinion, but I'm always right, so I'm not sure what they're talking about. I've seen a lot of the comments on my video. Pretty pathetic is the best way to describe it, but I also blame myself for not going into detail on certain topics like everyone is saying the horror is obvious, but I don't see it.
All the cards are laid out on the table. It's like a psychological thrill ride. What are you, stupid?
What are you talking about? There are no threats or obstacles. They can't even die. Is it because they know that they can't escape and that's what drives them crazy? I mean, they already know that this is their life and they don't really seem to have a problem with it. So I'm really having a hard time understanding this existential nightmare, because although there isn't a lot of information to go by, we also have plenty of information to assume things, which ruins the whole aspect of this horror thing they're trying to make. I've seen kids shows do better horror than this, which is weird because this is not a kid show. This is for teenagers and horny adults. It's not like any of these characters care about anyone but themselves. Oh, that's because they've been there for so long. You would be desensitized too, wouldn't you? Yeah, well, you would think that they would be more delusional. They just act like normal people. That raggedy bitch character could have done some scenes where she was talking about how she misses her family, but instead, I guess she doesn't care about them. But then again, if their minds are already fucked up when they land here, why the fuck would they assume that they're already human? Wouldn't it make sense if they automatically thought that they were these circus creatures? It would work so much better if Pomni was the only one who knew that she was human and she was trying to convince everyone else that they were. Instead, it's like, okay, we're creatures, we can't leave. What do you want to do? We can't do anything. What's scary about that? Most people heard about this show when the first teaser trailer came out. That's what got everyone hooked. But when it was presented, it was way different than what the pilot gave us. From what I took away from it, the Digital Circus was presented like a live television show where the audience was watching these characters try to survive. Instead, it's like a drama, but it doesn't make any sense because who is the Digital Circus made for? Is it made to go live and entertain people, or is it like The Office where they know they're being recorded but they ignore it? Well, we know that's not what it is. So why do they participate in these stupid quests if it's for nothing? What, to keep their sanity? I think that would do the complete opposite, knowing what lurks behind the scenes. At this point, every show has to have that snarky jackass who's always making jokes. I am tired of seeing the same guy over and over again. He basically knows that nothing bad will happen to him. He doesn't care about anyone but himself. I don't know how they're supposed to build this character up anymore. I know they're gonna have that scene with him where he comes out of his shell and he's revealed to be a sensitive soul, or he could just be an asshole the whole time. I began to think of similar pieces of media that I could compare this pilot to. I then thought about The Cube. It's a film about some people stuck in a cube. That's it, that's all. What do you want? You want something more? Well, it's a little bit more complicated than that. People are abducted in a strange place with very little memory. The cube is way more intricate than they even can comprehend. A higher power of an unknown source constructed this maze-like system for the people to explore. Traps are around every corner, and the rooms have to be decoded with a number system. What makes this whole scenario even more frightening is that each character has their own theory on what the cube is and why they're down there. The information is extremely limited and there are a lot more questions than answers. Not only that, but everyone thinks that they're being watched by some hidden camera system, but really, no one is watching them. And that's what I think is truly scary. Then you get Digital Circus, they're like, dude, let's put a bunch of fucking shit on the screen. Guys, look, it's a room. It's a room with a VR headset. That's scary. That is undertones. That is hinting. Easter egg, Easter egg. What the fuck are we doing? Once you know that they put the headset on, there really isn't much to think about in terms of psychological bullshit. If they put the headset on voluntarily, then fuck those guys. They deserve to live on the internet. I've seen so many people give this show praise. I don't know what they're talking about. They're really giving it too much credit. I don't think anyone who's watching this is really thinking about what's going on. Moral of the story, stop jerking your little ding dong to these creepy characters, you dag rascally rabbit.